Did you know that it's actually quite easy to double your conversion rates on your landing pages, providing that you're not making these silly mistakes? So I'm Martin Huntbach, and over the past 10 years, I've reviewed over 1,000 lead magnet landing pages. And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I've decided that I want to start reviewing some landing pages from our community so that more people are able to convert more of their traffic into leads and eventually into sales. Now, you can only have a sales conversation if you can get them through the front door. And that front door for most people and with most businesses is some sort of a lead magnet to actually initiate the conversation. So getting people to follow you on social media is great, but you really want to be attracting these people using a lead magnet, getting them on your email database so that you can actually have a conversation with them further down the line. So what I've asked for is I've asked for some of our community members to hand over some of their landing pages that don't mind me roasting them for a few minutes and giving them some hints and tips as to how they can massively increase their conversion rates from maybe 10% to 30% or from 20% to 40%. You know, it's very, very easy if you know how to be able to massively increase the conversion rates. So without further ado, let me jump in and start reviewing some of our clients' landing pages so that they know how they can improve them and eventually get more sales. So let me just share my screen here. Okay, so here we are at the first one, and this is Linda's landing page. And the first thing I've realized is that this is nice, it's a clean design, and the first thing I'm drawn to is this heading. Now, that's a good thing because some people don't make it so obvious. Get your customer retention roadmap. Okay, very, very clear. You're going to get a roadmap. It's about customer retention. Super easy for people to understand what's going on. The one thing I could recommend here is that customer retention is a big problem. Now, get your customer retention roadmap feels more like a call to action than it does a main heading. What I mean by that is there's certain pain that happens behind the scenes if somebody's struggling with retention. For instance, stop losing your customers, stop losing money, stop leaving money on the table. It costs way more to attract new customers than it does to keep your existing customers. So I think you've gone straight to the point, which is get your customer retention roadmap, which is super clear and direct. That's what I know I'm going to get. But I think we could do a little bit more in terms of emotion here. I think you could say something like stop losing customers. And then we say, get your customer retention roadmap. It's great. I love it. Far too often I see landing pages that are a little bit too indirect and vague and fluffy. That's not this, that's good. But I still think we need to be tapping into that emotion. And churn is a massive problem, especially for SaaS companies and membership site owners and coaching companies. Retention is a big issue. And if people can fix retention, then their business is going to massively outperform their competitors. But we're just not at the point yet where it's like, okay, get the customer retention roadmap. So I do like it. And the feedback I generally give is to, be more direct. It's very direct. I just think in this instance, there's an emotional need for people to fix churn. So let's play into that a little bit more. This is nice. I like it. I think it's great. Sometimes on landing pages, there's just quite an ugly image that's like an afterthought. That's not the case here. This is nice. I generally recommend showing an image of yourself where possible, especially if you are a personal brand, especially if you're the coach, consultant, or agency owner that's going to be helping people solve this problem. I much prefer to have an image of a person, an expert, or a key person of influence on this page so that people know that there's a person behind the scenes. I don't know whether or not this is a company that has lots of people or whether or not it's an individual who I could speak to and really kind of explain my business problems to. So that's why we want to try to include a person's face, someone that's going to be supporting them. If they were to book a Zoom call, who would they be speaking to? Really bring that P2P approach into the mix, person to person, and really have people know you, like you, trust you a little bit more. But this is great. Answer 12 quick questions to uncover the gaps in your email marketing, take control of your audience, and increase repeat purchases. This is nice. nice, easy to understand. I wasn't immediately sure from this that email was going to be, the main talking point, but maybe it is. So yeah, interesting. Takes only 2 minutes to complete. Receive a personalized scorecard instantly. Get the actionable strategy tailored to your business. Wonderful. Get my retention score. This is great. This is really, really good. I just think we need more emotion up here. So I can see this obviously as a quiz, an assessment, answer 12 questions. This is good. Get my retention score. Nice. You'll be scored against the 3 areas. Makes sense. This is a really nice visual as well. I'm really happy with the way that you present in images. It looks really professional. And yeah, this is great too. The one thing I think you're missing is probably some testimonials about this roadmap. So for instance, you could have maybe a couple of testimonials here that say, I took the scorecard and it was fantastic, or I answered these questions and I spent 2 minutes, getting the best advice possible. So this was really, really good. And I think you should take the scorecard. It tends to work best when we're not talking about the business and the service. It tends to work best on a landing page when we refer testimonials to the actual lead magnet. So I think you could probably add those in. But yes, I definitely think if this is you, Linda, and you're a person who coaches people, advises people, or supports them, then you absolutely want to be on this page showing them that you're a person that has authority. But overall, nice, clean design. Really like how direct you are. I just think we can just make a few improvements, but well done. Okay, then we have Chris's landing page. This is a webinar lead magnet, so this is nice, something different. How to improve staff mental fitness. Okay, so mental fitness for teams, mental fitness for companies who want to improve their team, makes sense. Improve stress management, avoid burnout and absence, retain and recruit quality staff. This is all good. I think there's quite a lot of content up here before you get to the call to action form. So for instance, some of this might not be as relevant this high up. I think it's much better to get someone to see the form and maybe watch the video first, and then have this as supporting copy maybe below. You've already kind of got some of that as well. So I think I would probably remove some of this information. Also, this YouTube video, is there a way that you can add Vimeo instead, or Wistia? The reason is this looks really poor quality. Whenever I see an embedded YouTube video, I know it's going to be less user-friendly than it would be if it was a Wistia or a Vimeo or something like that. So I think you should fix that. Secure your seats, fine. I think it would be a good idea for you to consider adding things like when you show up for the webinar, you get the free download. I think you've got that as well, so that's good. Some nice little conversion boosters here, what you'll get if you show up. Maybe you're going to deliver this as an email before they attend the webinar, which is fine. But I always try to encourage people to showcase and visually show someone, here's what your show up bonus would be for the webinar. But I just want to clean this up a little bit. It's feeling a little bit messy for me. And maybe it's this green color. Maybe this is on brand, totally fine. But it just looks a bit dated right now with all of the kind of text all in this particular area. You can make it look a lot cleaner, and I think that's what needs to happen. Okay, so this is what I was talking about in the last review. We've been working with Mind First Education for 2 years. It's exactly what our staff need. This is fine, but I think we should be asking people to review your training from the webinar. So I would ask a few people to go through it, maybe a pre-recorded webinar to give you some insights and some feedback. Maybe send a recording to a few people and get them to leave feedback around the training. Really promise the attendees and the visitors on this page that this webinar is worth their time. So just something to be aware of there. Discussion points, no problem with that. Nice to see a picture of you. This is what I was saying on Linda's. Nice to see a picture of the host of the webinar. Really important on a webinar page, less important on things like a downloadable PDF, but still very, very important. But you absolutely need a picture of the host when you are trying to get someone to register for training, because they're going to be seeing you. So yeah, important. Also, have a think about first person, third person. So this is you. You're the person they're going to be speaking to. You're the person they're going to be seeing, but you currently have yourself in third person. So it might be good if you said, I'm Chris from Mind First Education, and I have a background of leadership, and I can't wait to have you on the webinar. You know, it feels a little bit more personal. But yeah, I would definitely try to clean this up, try to improve it. I don't necessarily think you need this big white header. I think you could probably remove it. I understand you've got the logo up here, but you definitely want to not have people scroll down too much. So for instance, if this wasn't here, people would see the form much quicker, much sooner. So I definitely think there's a few things to fix. I just have a general sort of opinion that this is feeling a bit cluttered for me. So I think by removing some of the content, by removing some of the information, if the video is I've not watched the video, but it looks like it might just be a general YouTube video. Okay, so I was a little bit confused then, because I thought that that video was about you speaking on stage, but that was the thumbnail, whereas it's actually you direct to camera. So I would create a really nice thumbnail for this video with an indication as to what the video looks like, because you don't want to surprise people and you might not ever get the watch in the first place. So that's why I generally don't like to use YouTube, although you can add thumbnails to YouTube. You've got all this cluttered stuff here and it's too distracting. So definitely fix the thumbnail. Make sure it's a version of what somebody's likely to see when they start watching the video. And yeah, I'd probably have feedback on the video as well. But at the very least, those things are important. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this play out. We tend to get between 30 and 40% conversion rates on our webinar registration pages at ScoreApp. So I'd be interested to see what you get and where your traffic comes from. But well done. Okay, so then we have Wadnes's landing page. Really, really nice design. Super confident, super clean. And yeah, I really, really like this. Okay, so first of all, we've got a question here, which is a really, really good question. Tired of strategies that don't win customers? Yes, yes, I am. Yeah, there's tons of stuff in the online marketing space that that people spout as the one strategy that's going to rule them all. But it's good. You've called that out, and that's a confident way to go. So I do like that. Generally, when someone has a question, it's like, are you ready to lose weight, or are you ready to make more money? It's kind of an obvious question, and it doesn't really have the power. It doesn't really believe, like, yes, I know the answer to that. You're asking me a question and I'm like, okay. Whereas this is quite emotive, actually, because I'm like, yes, you gripped me. Like, tired of strategies that don't work. That's interesting. You didn't build your product to get ignored. Take the quiz to learn what's missing from your plan to attract and keep the right customers. This is wonderful. I really like this copy. Super confident, really nice, confident image of yourself there as well. Get the strategy to win more customers. This is really, really good. And I know from having some conversations with you, Wadnes, that you've been working on this and tweaking it and testing it. So I really, really like this. Yeah, this is the best version of this page I've ever seen. So massive well done. I don't think I'd change much until you start getting traffic. It's very rare that I say I don't really have much feedback here, but I actually quite like it. And I'd want to push this out and test. So get this in front of your audience, get it in front of your email list and your LinkedIn followers, and see how they resonate with it. I do think where possible, you would want to add a conversion booster, which is take the quiz and also get access. Oh, you've already got it here, the checklist. See, you've got it all covered. This is great. Really, really good. If you are wanting to improve this, then I might recommend you have a section here further down the page that has an image of this. Sometimes when you're promising something, you actually want to show them what it looks like. And at the minute, you've got 2 images of yourself. So at the very least, I would showcase a version of the results page as to what I might get on the outcome. That way I can visually understand what the result is and what I'm getting for my data. But you've just got 2 images, the same 2 images. So at the very least, you want to include an image of the outcome or an image of the go-to-market checklist here. But I do like the fact that you've got, hey, it's first person. Hey, I'm Wadnes. Take my free quiz to learn what's keeping you from winning customers. But yeah, this is a super confident, very, very highly effective landing page. I just think you just need to be a little bit more visually representative of the promise and the gift. And by all means, what you can do is you could have an image created that was a version of the results page that somebody might get, and then kind of overlay it towards the left at the top here or the right, much like what we saw here, these kind of overlays of the checklist itself. That way there's you've got 2 opportunities there for people to say, oh, I like that, but I also like that. But this is great. Really, really impressed. Well done for constantly improving this page. It looks great. The one thing I would say is obviously we don't really have any testimonials. So like I said on the previous examples, testimonials about the scorecard, send it to some friends, get some feedback. And yes, if you did have any images of yourself further down, for instance, some of the other pages that we've reviewed here have multiple sections. And I don't mind having a shorter section, but you'll notice that we've got an about section here for Chris. We've got talking points, we've got testimonials. I would test a simple version against a more in-depth version personally that has a section just for information about you, and then maybe a section to highlight what people are going to get visually and maybe some extra insights as to what they're going to receive. But well done. Okay. This landing page looks really good, and I know I've reviewed a version of this in the past from Kai. So yes, I just wanted to give you some hints and tips on this one. So the first thing is I love the fact that we have a visual representation of who you are, an image of you. Again, it doesn't often happen, so we want to make sure that we're trying to include some person-to-person visuals here. It does look like it's kind of floating in the air, and we've got some blank space here. So maybe there's a version of this image. Maybe you want to throw it into AI and maybe extend the top and bottom. Maybe you want to cut off the sides a little bit so it fits a little bit better. Just looks a bit like it's missing something here. Unlock more freedom. Find out what's holding you back in your business. Answer 20 questions to uncover hidden inefficiencies. Reclaim your time and scale your business without working more. Okay. I like the without working more here. And I think we might want to include something like that up here. Unlock more freedom is okay. It's a nice promise, but it's not necessarily too compelling. So more freedom might be freedom to make decisions, freedom in my time, my schedule, my productivity. Freedom is quite a broad term. So it might be worth you thinking about something like how to scale your business without working more. I assume that's what we're going to be talking about anyway. So if you did say that, I think it would be stronger, but I think it would also be shorter, which would be quite nice. How to scale your business or how to make more money while working less. Something like that. It's a lot cleaner rather than unlock more freedom, being one statement, find what's holding you back. I think you've got some copy here that you can really go into detail, but I think if it was strong enough, then it's strong enough. You don't have to necessarily talk about what you're going to get, as a result, talk about the different outcomes. If the copy on any piece of marketing is strong enough, people will feel it in their gut and they'll want to take action. So the more that you can push yourself to improve the copy, to simplify it, to make it more intriguing, maybe tap into that pain of what somebody needs to have, wants to have, is currently doesn't have. I think it's important that we really push ourselves on the copy, and this feels a little bit vague and maybe not too intriguing. So clean that up a little bit. And this is fine. I really like this. Obviously, I've kind of used some of this within the heading. I do like the fact that you're telling people that they have to answer some questions in order to get that outcome. So that's fine. I think we could just do a little bit more with this image. And maybe it's a case of what I said before, which is create a visual that kind of overlaps. For instance, if you had this image here, but you had a couple of overlaps of the donut chart that somebody might see after they've taken your quiz and answer your questions, maybe an outcome, maybe a visual representation to the fact that they get a score. So there's things that you can do there to actually showcase what it is that they're going to receive, because there is a little bit of ambiguity right now. If I'm just skimming this page, I'm not sure what I'm going to get. For instance, if this was a scalability assessment, get your score, then obviously it would be more obvious what they're getting. So I'm not necessarily recommending that. I think you should improve the copy and make sure that it's as important of a message as possible, so that we're really, really getting people's attention. But using the images on all these landing pages to showcase what they're going to get on the results page would be a really, really good decision. It's completely free. The assessment takes 3 minutes. You'll receive a customized, actionable insights immediately. Pre-launch bonus. This doesn't feel very clear to me. I understand you're probably trying to add a little bit of a conversion booster to squeeze it in and say, hopefully you'll opt in, but I don't think it's clear enough. So my suggestion would be either explain it better. If it's like, get this thing and learn how to blank, then it's a little bit more obvious. But right now, this isn't going to boost me as a conversion. This is just going to be like, what's a pre-launch and what's a bonus and what's a I'm confused. But this is fine. Then you have a breakdown of the 4 key areas, the categories, which is fine. I always try to, and this is more of a design thing, but I always try to match the line length. I don't know if you've ever had anyone tell you that, but it looks a little bit random. These two look great because they're on the same level. So I think if there's a chance that you can just match them, it's one less jarring thing on a landing page. But this is fine. A really nice image of yourself and some nice copy, but it does say we're passionate. I think if you've got a nice image of yourself and you're the person they'll be speaking to, change it to I'm really passionate. Really bring people into a one-to-one, conversation, even if it's just through copy. Why take the quiz? Nice. Rather than say why take this quiz, which is kind of asking them or telling them that they could or they might not, it adds a little bit of uncertainty and it doesn't feel very confident. I would literally just swap this, like, scale your business more efficiently, as a headline, and the copy wouldn't change at all. It would just be scale your business quicker, scale your business without working too many hours. And you're actually just promising them something. So there's less of a question of should I take this, shouldn't I, and more of this is the result that I want. If this is what you want, then click this button. So I think it needs to come across a little bit more confident. This never works for me. I know I see it on lots of templates, which is fine if it's just there for filler, but take your business to the next level is not strong enough, not on this call to action here. Learn how to scale your business without working too many hours, something like that. Let's keep that messaging nice and consistent. You might want to vary it up a little bit, but don't waste the opportunity with filler, ambiguous, vague copy. It's not going to work for you. Customer testimonials. This is good. I loved getting the feedback, the results, the graphic summary. This is exactly what we want. Yeah, nice. Overall, great. I think if you just make those changes, it's going to be amazing. Okay, and finally we have Doug's. So this, first of all, is a really, really nice page. Super professional. Love the image. It looks like an elite designed landing page, and it's great. Okay, so you support people with bladder leaks, weak core, and feeling loss of confidence in intimacy. Really important topic. And a question here, this is what I keep saying, which is if the topic is so important and you really want to tap into somebody's concern and their emotion, then a question's perfectly fine. Like, yes, I am. Intimacy, bladder leaks, like these are really, important topics. So you don't need too much copy going on here if it's an important topic. So I really like the fact that this is super clean, super confident. Take the 2-minute quiz to find out where you stand and what you can do to feel strong, in control, and confident again. Powerful. It says start the quiz now, but it might be even better if you said, get more confidence or get my confidence back if you really wanted to test it. We're really getting into the kind of action, emotive kind of language there. Start your quiz now is probably going to work fine, but because this is an emotional topic that people genuinely want to solve and it's not a nice to have, it's a need to have. I don't think you're going to have any problems with converting people regardless of what language you use here, but it's such an emotive topic that I would test. Okay, so first of all, I know that this is important. You're probably going to offer me some solution. I'm clicking this, but I like the fact that you said take the 2-minute quiz to find out. You have explained what it is, and it's nice and simple. If I needed to scroll down, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a emotive image. It doesn't just impact you, it impacts your family. This is kind of what I'm feeling here. Pregnancy changes the way your body, in ways no one prepared you for. Again, it's emotive. I love this copy. I think you've done such a remarkable job. And you've got your conversion booster as well, which is exclusive bonuses. Here's what I'm going to give. This is a really, really well done landing page. I'm, blown away by this. Okay, leaking during workouts, feeling off in intimacy. This quiz was the first step. Great. You talk about the assessment, you talk about the quiz, you've got another call to action there. This is nice and clean. We've not added too much information. This is good. Yeah, I don't think there's much I would change here. I genuinely think I'd like to see what your conversion rate is. I'd like to see where your traffic's coming from. I'd like to see, but I would imagine that you're looking at a very high conversion rate on this one. The only thing I would say is maybe let's add another call to action towards the bottom of the page to make sure that if someone is prepared to scroll to the bottom, they're not having to scroll back halfway up the page in order to do that. The one thing this is missing is a person, physically seeing the person that they're going to learn from might be a really, really nice thing to do, especially because people are, when they're sharing personal information about themselves, especially with something as sensitive as this topic, it can be difficult to trust people on the internet. So if you showcase a picture of yourself and you're an expert in this arena, a really nice professional image of yourself with information about you, your experience, your authority, your story, might be a really, really nice additional thing to have. But no doubt this is going to perform really, really well. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. Those are 5 landing pages. I'm going to be doing more of these reviews, and I've already had some people submit some of their landing pages. So I'm really excited to make this more of a consistent thing. Hopefully you found it useful. Let me know in the comments. Did I miss anything? Did I not go into something? Do you want to find out more information about a particular thing that I spoke about? Let me know in the comments. I read every comment and I'll try to reply to as many as I can. And if you find this kind of content helpful, click subscribe, click like, and I'll notify you the next time we do a video. So that's it from me. Hope you found that useful. Speak soon. Bye-bye.